Father's Day to me, I'm just like it. If you're involved with your kids, every day is kind of like just the same.
It really is.
I don't know. Like if they love you enough, then they're going to take you for granted. So like,
write that
if you're
down.
a good parent, they're not going to care about that day.
They're not going to care.
Like your spouse is going to have to put it all together, else it's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, Mother's Day is kind of the same. Like
right.
The dads are buying them wives flowers.
And the kids are complaining.
I totally say I'm not your dad though.
Right. Just so you know, I'm not your puppy.
No, I said, I'm not your dad, but I'm your puppy.
Oh, you are her puppy.
Okay. Yeah. She's like, you're also really stupid. Don't say that.
Gross.
Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
And it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
I'm like, wait, what
June
day is
20th.
it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I was just asking Tom a second ago if when he's leaving.
Yeah, we're going to the beach in the RV for a few days on Sunday.
On Sunday.
We're leaving Sunday morning.
We're leaving Sunday to LA.
Yeah, flying down to Los
No, I was going to say what I was going to say, but I forgot you hit start. Was if you wanted to podcast on Saturday.
Oh, we could. Yeah, probably should. So you guys can look out for the next one.
Double dose of your poppies over here?
We skipped Sunday. It was Father's Day.
It was Father's Day.
So,
happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Happy Father's Day. If you were like us, then you had dedications to your children. And
kids. Father who?
Right. I know.
We had no one at our house.
Elliot had no idea until I was like, I hinted enough. And then he's like, oh, yeah. Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Yeah.
You want to play a game with me? Like, oh, yeah, that's what I want to do. No, they're good kids. They just don't care very much. But
yeah, I mean, it was JJ's birthday. So
yeah, right. We had.
I think I was a little grumpy when I first woke up.
Yeah.
Because there's no one in the house. There's no kids. It was like kind of depressing.
Well, and your son left you to go with your wife's ex to go camping.
So boom, look at that. How crazy. This Just Weirdly Blended thing.
The layers
it just
upon
goes.
layers. It's like an onion.
It is. It really
keeps
is.
Going.
Yeah. So my son was at my wife's ex's with his brother and sister.
Yeah, his brothers and sisters. This is their dad.
This is their dad.
They were going.
He
wanted
camping.
to go with his siblings, and luckily Leo's a cool guy, so he didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, and it's not the first time he's went with them like to hang out at Leo's and stuff. It is what it is.
Right.
Leo has a bunch of kids.
Just kind of sucks when you're like, Father's Day.
It's only Father's Day. Cool, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm glad another man could be your dad.
Any man can be a dad.
Yeah, it takes a real scumbag not to be a dad. Yeah. I was such a scumbag. My kids didn't even want to hang out with me.
Yeah, you should be a better man. That'll save it.
But no, but that was Father's Day. It was pretty it was just Father's Day.
Yeah. We went to my brother's for a little bit. It was nice. We got to eat and hang out, and yeah, that's about it though. But I don't know. Father's Day to me, I'm just like it. If you're involved with your kids, every day is kind of like just the same.
It really is.
I don't know. Like if they love you enough, then they're going to take you for granted. So like,
write that down.
If you're a good parent, they're not going to care about that day.
They're not going to care.
Like your spouse is going to have to put it all together, else it's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, Mother's Day is kind of the same. The dads are buying them wives flowers.
And the kids are complaining.
I totally say I'm not your dad though.
Right. Just so you know, I'm not your puppy.
No, I said, I'm not your dad, but I'm your puppy.
Oh, you are her puppy.
Okay. Yeah. She's like, you're also really stupid. Don't say that.
Gross.
It's so nasty.
Hey, Daddy. I eat your puppy.
I know. And I always do that baby girl to her. She hates that.
Oh, I've stopped doing that, but it's pretty
I still do it every now and then.
Oh, that movie.
I don't do it as much, but yeah, it's still, dude, that thing was just got me. I was like, oh. But no, we were talking. Me and Tom started working out a little bit. We got a few things to talk about today.
We did start working out. Not start, but we started working out together.
We decided let's work out together. He's out of work for a few.
I got a few.
I work at home, so I can come over here and probably just work. And anybody who's works with me don't hear that. But I'll be working out.
You got it open though. You're answering emails and you're staying connected.
Yeah. No, I'm not like
kill two birds. Birds.
I mean,
it's actually good for a company. Like they've got all the insurance costs. So like if you can work out and get your work done, hey. It's a win-win for the company.
Yeah, that's longevity, brother.
That's right. And just remember, company, it brings your healthcare costs down.
Yeah. You see, my heart's gonna be better. It's gonna be better for my
log your time. They should log time and be like, hey.
I was kind of like in a funk. I've been in a funk the last few days.
Yeah.
And
like mental, physical, both.
I think more mental. I just kind of been in a fog.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess is the best way.
Yeah, sure.
I've been just so after I worked out yesterday, I felt so good.
Right.
Like I think it's just I think I just need to get that going.
Yeah.
Get working out again. It felt good. I'm sore.
Yeah.
My titties is sore.
I did some push-ups this morning and crunches. Blanca wanted to come out and work out. So like, yeah, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
I it's like when you're not working and stuff, like I can go out a couple times. I didn't work out real hard. I just did like a little bit.
Yeah, that's all you need.
So, but did some push-ups again and stuff like that. And it was,
well, like,
starts your day off. Starts your day off right.
Something you had said. It's what did you say? It's about the journey.
Yeah, I was thinking, we've talked about this before.
Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. Like really, at the end of the day, like what's a movie? A movie is the journey of how somebody gets to their end, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's what we're doing. Just enjoy your end.
It's just death. That's all it is. It's just the end. Just this total.
Enjoy now because you will die.
Enjoy it now. It's gonna be over. But no, it's like I'm thinking about. I've kind of lost this ambition of some super great outcome of like I'm going to be this super ripped guy.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to do that. And it's not really my goal. My initial goal, as I've said before, was general health.
Yeah.
Feeling good and looking better than I did. And I've accomplished that goal.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like mentally
like Ryan Reynolds.
I look just like Ryan Reynolds, according to one guy.
Yeah. Amazing. But yeah, go ahead.
But it's like there's enjoyment in that. I'm like, now I'm just maintaining this. If I gain strength, fantastic. I like looking at myself and being like, there's some definition. I don't need a six pack, but like, you have a normal body. Like,
you have a dad bod.
I'm not I've got pretty bad before. I got, the super bad gut and all that. And to have shaved that away and to be at a stable weight and to feel good and to be able to move around, like
it feels
better.
Good.
And it just feels great. And like, I'm in a good spot. And I really wanted to make sure that when I transitioned from working to being off for summer, that I recognized that was going to be a time of changing my habits and my routine.
Yeah.
And that can be a tricky time, even if it's like a good change in the sense of like, I have more time.
Yeah.
And,
but then that more time.
It can really backfire, like if you're not ready to get new routines in place, you can fall right back into old routines. And it's been almost a year. I mean, it was August when I started this journey. I think you started right around the same time.
Same time as you.
So I'm
Has it been almost a year?
It was August. It was like August 20th, something like that. So just a few months shy.
We came a long way.
Right. I mean, I feel really proud. Like I've never stayed consistent this long.
Yeah.
And I'm not as hardcore as I was at one time, but I'm okay with that. It's the fact that I still get out. I still do it. If I feel like running, I go for a run. If I feel like walking, I go for a walk. I lift weights a few times a week at least. And my body's working better, and it's like I've managed that, starting off in summer, transitioning to having to work every day. Poor me. And then transitioning back to being in summer. Like I've gone through these time changes and managed to maintain it and continue it.
That's good.
So I'm happy.
Like you said, enjoy the journey.
It's part of the journey. And,
Like I was... Like you said, you start here working your ass off.
Right.
And you just kind of just get in that routine of maintenance now.
Right.
It's a maintenance thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, sometimes your maintenance dips.
It does. Well,
mine dipped for a while there. And now I'm like trying to come back.
I think the hardest time was, we talked about spring, like for gals out there that care about their lawn and all that kind of stuff. Like your grass kind of comes out of nowhere. You got to start mowing again.
Which I
a lot of outdoor stuff that you have to do. And that takes time away when you already don't have a lot of time.
Yep.
So that was for me the trickiest point of like, okay, I can't work out every day. Like in the winter, I was working out pretty much every day. There were weeks I even worked out through the weekend. I'm definitely not mentally in that place right now.
But I mean, I don't think I ever want to work out every day.
Well, that's it. It's like I don't want to be a slave to a goal either.
Yeah.
There's a downside there. And when I definitely early on in that journey, I had that sort of unhealthy aspect of it of like, not only am I going to get in health, I'm going to look like Chris Hemsworth, because at the time I was like blown away by his little documentary.
Thor,
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to be Thor. It's not going to happen.
I'm going to be Ball Peen Hammer.
I bought really, really heavy hammers and couldn't lift any of them. So, total waste.
Yeah, I don't look like Thor. I look like a guy who uses a little ball peen.
Yeah.
Probably has some overalls.
Paul Giamatti. I'm more like him. But no. Nothing against Paul Giamatti. Awesome actor.
He's a really good actor.
Anyway, I don't know. I feel happy, feel good. It's easy to feel happy at the beginning of summer when you're a teacher, because it's like, I've accomplished another year, starting off this time.
You got the fucking summer off.
Open. I mean, it's like, it's nice.
But I can see how like the laziness can kick into when you got the summer off and trying to like, okay, I'm going to work out.
Right.
Be like, you know what? I'm here all day. I'll do it later.
And I have taken a week off before where it's like, nah.
We're going to probably be both taking a week off.
Well, yeah. I mean, at the beach. I do think I'll try to do jogs on the beach, that kind of thing. Like it's going to be a nice outdoorsy area because we're going to the Oregon coast. There's a lot of like trailheads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'll be trying to do a lot of that kind of stuff. Maybe take jogs on the beach itself. I've never been to this beach. It's Nehalem Bay.
Okay.
So I'm not really familiar with it at all. Believe it or not, it's Nehalem Bay. I've heard it's going to be incredible.
Namaste Bay.
Namaste Bay. All we're going to do is yoga all weekend long. It's going to be great. On the beach.
Which sounds cool.
We have to be naked the whole time.
Why does yoga look so hard?
Yeah, it is hard. We tried. Yesterday, my wife bought secondhand these like yoga rings.
Yeah.
Which look like a giant's wedding ring.
They really do.
It's a huge like plastic, or I don't know what it is, like
some kind of composite plastic.
Yeah, that's the right way to say it. A composite ring with some like cork board.
It looks like something you would roll your back on to like crack it.
But we looked at this picture of this woman doing these things with it. At one point, she looked like she was frog sitting on top of this ring. She was.
She looked like Batman perched
on top of a building, just waiting to pounce.
She was practicing her Catwoman. She was
on a freaking ring, like a rolling object. Yoga is super hard.
I wanted to try it, but also was like scared I was going to snap it.
I joked about it. I grabbed it and put my foot on one side, and already I felt like I was going to fall over, and I still had a foot on the floor. It's like, there's no way I was going to do that.
Has Blanca used them?
They were out of the bag, so I'm assuming she has, but I think she used it maybe as like a back cracker.
That's what I used.
But we tried it, and it just made our kidneys hurt.
Bro, yeah.
It was like, maybe that's part of it. Maybe it just rolls all the crap out of your kidney.
I think that's why I might be pissing blood from yesterday. I was trying to remember what was the reason.
I've been throwing up and pissing blood. It's been horrible.
Yeah, no, it did not feel good. Yeah. I see these commercials on like YouTube or on like whatever, and it's like the Chirp or something. It's similar to what those look like.
Okay.
But you roll your back on it. But that one actually has a little compression.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. We have one of those. It's like the roller deal.
So that's the
foam roller. Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to that.
It is. It's just larger.
Yeah.
And hard. Very, very hard. At first I was like, man, I'm afraid I would break that. It did not give at all.
Yes.
Like, at all.
That's part of the journey, though, I guess.
Part of the journey. You break it.
You break your body sometimes doing it.
No, I was telling you the other day I was benching, because we have the bench machine that we have. It's not like a free bar. It's, you can do it on your own safely.
Yeah.
Because if you lose it, you just put the weights down and you're fine. But I was doing that, and I had the weight up. I don't know. It was at kind of my maximum, which is usually fine, but I hadn't lifted in like a week. And I went to go, and I was about number 11, and I felt a muscle just start to tweak in my back. It's like, shit. And luckily I was able to kind of gently put it back, and it was fine. But I was like, man,
old age, buddy.
I stopped there. I was like, nah, that's enough.
Yeah,
I did that. I was doing pull-ups one time. We did our podcast. We got done.
Yeah,
and I think you went to the bathroom like, I'll do like 5 pull-ups. Let's get a little workout.
Yeah, one-handed.
I threw my back out. My upper back. It wasn't like horrible. Like I used to have lower back problems when I didn't work out at all, and I would be like throwing my back completely out. This one wasn't bad. It was just like weird.
Yeah.
It was like an upper back muscle. It just felt weird. But
old age, buddy. Welcome.
You guys want to hear?
You're not even to your 40s
welcome to
yet.
The complaining hour.
Welcome to bitching hour 103.
And life's not about any journey. It's
the journey sucks.
It's a race to death, and we're all on it.
Yeah, we're all on the same journey to die. No,
Boy.
but no. Speaking of journeys, you were mentioning the submarine.
Okay, so yeah, take yourself back to the mid to late 90s when there was a movie that involved a submersible that went to the bottom of the ocean to look at the beautiful wreck of the Titanic.
Oh yeah.
Put yourself in that headspace when you were watching that movie and you were inside the cabin with these guys at the bottom of the ocean, 12,000 feet below the surface, with pressure just pushing in from all sides.
Yeah.
And looking out at these small portholes that barely showed you any of the ocean floor. And there it is, the Titanic rising out.
So cool.
Of the ocean floor. And it's out of nothing. This is called the Abyss Zone. It's complete pitch
black. There was a
dark.
movie called The Abyss that's like...
Right, pitch black. There is no natural light down at this level. There are sea creatures that can emit their own light.
Yeah.
But there's no sunlight at this level. So complete
How crazy
darkness
is that?
And pressure just trying to kill you the entire time.
The ocean's scary, bro.
And now imagine that you're in a new vessel today and you go down to do the same thing and you get lost.
I think new is a loose term.
Well,
here.
sure. New, relatively new.
I'd rather be in that Titanic.
I think I'd rather be in the yellow one that was in the movie.
Yeah.
Because the new one did not do so well.
No, it didn't.
And it's still missing.
They got apparently 40 hours is what I last read.
Of oxygen
left.
If it's
Thursday,
not suffered a catastrophic failure.
They're saying Thursday's that's the deadline.
So they
need to find it tomorrow, pretty much, like now.
Anyone planning on traveling to that particular spot in the ocean, I just want you to think about the concept of hubris. When Titanic was built, it was known as the unsinkable ship.
Yeah.
They designed it in a way that they just knew she won't sink. We don't need lifeboats for everyone. She can't sink. We have defeated nature. We're good.
Nature's like, bitch, watch.
On her maiden voyage, the first time out ever, she hit an iceberg and sunk. Now, the Titanic would not be a famous ship today for any reason if it hadn't sunk. Think about that.
Well, think about how big like cruise liners are.
Well, right.
They're way bigger
she
than
would
the
have been
Titanic.
one ship in the history of ships. Yeah, she would be in history books as like
the first.
This new class, but it would be Olympic, Britannic, Titanic. They would have served their time, and then it would have been the next big thing, and the next big thing. Titanic is so famous because she sank, and her story is so like a Greek tragedy. I mean, it's like it just is built into that. Now let's take it to today. The guy that built this submersible, I read earlier, he was kind of famous for saying that the industry was way too safety conscious. Way too safety conscious.
I want my safety to be top notch.
When you're going the bottom of the ocean,
it's like 3,000 feet down.
It's 12,000
feet. Oh, 12,000 feet. It was like 3,000.
It's like over a mile down, if my math is correct. I don't recall what a mile is, but
it'd be 2 miles down.
There you go.
2.5 miles
just
or so.
Think about that. And they're stuck down there. I mean, there's a billionaire on there, and then there's a father and son duo.
Yeah. It's not many. It's like it's 250,000.
250. I mean,
to go down there.
What's that? What is that?
But it's sad because
I mean, it's horrible.
Like, they're just there. And I think the sad part is if it was to pop up, it's still like they can't get out or get air because it's bolted from the top. From outside, and that's the only someone from the outside can let it in.
It doesn't even have, or even if it did have it's not emitting any signal.
Yeah, apparently it doesn't have like a GPS because they didn't want to add that thing. You know, like they use text or something. That's how they communicate.
We like to be off grid.
Yeah, they did like a text thing or something.
Yeah, I did read that. Yeah, like there's
beep 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 beep. Beep, Morse code.
Yeah, right.
Why don't they have? See, even if they should have had that,
something.
I mean, because you would be able to still talk to someone.
Pull out the wooden box with a little
Captain.
Yeah. Yes, Captain.
Do you think they got a sound guy?
Do you think they started walking around the deck?
The U-boats? You know, the guy that, like, listen.
Yeah,
depth charge,
the sonar,
3,000
the sonar listener.
Depth charge, 250.
Boy. Shh. Well, I was reading the scenarios.
Dude, submarine fights would be scary.
Yes. Well, all they
You
do
die. Like
I
you
remember-
don't live from
No,
that.
That's it. Well, and like
It's one and done.
was it U571? I think
Oh, I
there was
love
a
that
movie
movie with Matthew
U571.
McConaughey.
Is that the one where they show a depth charger explode and the submersible actually like expands and then blows in?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It might have been that one, or Hunt for Red October is another
My
famous.
mind would just be, I could not survive in a submarine.
No.
My brain, I would lose I would be the guy that opened the hatch of the airplane. And you know what I mean? Like,
Well, didn't that just happen?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did we talk about
not
that?
talk about that?
I don't remember.
The guy that opened the airplane door at 700 feet, and this guy's just sitting in his seat looking out this door. I would be shitting my pants.
No shit. Like I thought it was up higher. But,
It was only a measly 700 feet.
well, no, I thought it was like 25,000
But
feet.
can you imagine?
But the pressure there would have fucking just ripped everyone out.
Your ears would be blown out of there.
Well, because like in Supernatural, like a demon opens one up at
right.
like that.
The whole thing gets ripped apart.
Yeah.
I've heard that may not be true, though.
It
The
probably
airplanes
isn't,
maybe
obviously.
don't do that, but it does seem
There's
like
gotta be
high
pressure.
pressure to low pressure would be.
I'll find
Right.
out. I'm gonna go on a plane trip.
Yeah, open the hatch at 25,000. Let me know what
dude, I'm gonna be
happens.
shitting my pants. I
So
have
weird.
us sit in the back because that's the safest place to be on a plane.
Really?
It's in the back.
In the shittiest seats.
Yeah, in
Take
the back
that,
of the
first
plane.
class.
In the back of the plane is the safest.
Because it
if
hits
there's a-
last. Right?
Yeah. No. So yeah, they did like some kind of like
Huh.
simulated crashes and stuff,
Oh, Lord.
and that was like the safest.
Every time I'm not going to bring it up. You're going to be on a plane. Never mind.
I know.
The thought that goes to my head terrifies me every time I'm on a plane, and I can't let it go until I've landed. I just sit there
Oh no,
in a silent panic the entire time I fly. I look very calm, cool, collected. I do that on purpose. Inside, I'm just like, get me out of this death
I
box.
hate it, dude. That's how my heart's racing like crazy.
Like,
if
I
I
know-
was connected to something, my heart would be like,
Right. The idea of getting in a horrible car wreck is way less scary to me, which is way more likely than a plane wreck. But like
What-
a plane starts going down, like what can you do? You hold on to your ass and just pray.
that's it.
A car wreck happens fast, you know?
Plane, I'm like, oh, all
They're
right.
like, we are going down. Hold on to your seats. Put on the mask. Kiss your ass goodbye. I don't know. We got like 3 more minutes before we hit the ground, so just think about it for a while. You know what I mean?
Make your
Like,
peace,
yeah, like
dude. I would get a sheet and I'd make a fucking parachute
right.
that works in cartoons.
Hey, why don't they just have parachutes in the airplane?
I don't know.
Bail, bail, bail. I thought about that for like tall buildings and stuff too.
Right.
Like,
Just
yeah,
have some
just
guy,
think about the lives
like,
that would
army.
be saved. Or like one of those big spiral slides just around the building.
That'd be
That would fall with
sick.
the building. No, like 9/11,
yeah,
it made me
right.
think like, and that's like, I'm not joking about that. In
No,
the sense
I
of,
get
like,
what
that
you're
was
saying.
a horrible day and a horrible scenario. Like I putting myself in the shoes of those people that were stuck above that impact zone and like the terror and like, there's nothing you can do. You're just stuck and you're just waiting to see what happens as smoke is like billowing out like a chimney.
Yeah.
Like, what if they had like
A parachute.
A parachute.
Or like
I mean, like, I know could
is
you
it? Like-
jump, but like people were jumping without him.
oh,
You
yeah.
know, I mean, like you got desperate enough. People were just doing it. If they had a parachute, like shit, at least they had a chance,
That's true.
right?
It's scary. It's scary. Like, but still, I don't know, man. I think the plane thing is scary because there's no control there, right?
Yeah.
So
you're
when you don't have
completely
control,
in the hands of a pilot,
yeah,
which they're a joke. No, no. Luckily, most of them are very good at what they do.
they're all right. Have you seen the way you like all the buttons for planes?
Yes, they make no sense.
I'm like-
It's like more than a keyboard. It's like this all would have a serious purpose. You had
Well,
to
and
know.
it has all this.
And they flip things at a certain time.
I
when
feel
they're
like
doing this.
they're full of shit.
I get the throttle. I get the steering wheel. I was thinking this too the other day. I was driving. You know how you just rest your hand on the steering wheel?
you can't do that.
Planes too. You can't do that. You have to hold it. You pull back and it goes up.
Do you
push
think any of
forward,
them
goes
like
down.
lean back and fly?
Right. Do the rock away. Yeah, I mean, maybe the
But,
gangsta
hey.
ones. I'm an OG. Whoops. There was a video the other day. There was a windstorm, a
plain.
super windstorm,
Ugh.
and this big airplane. It was like, I mean, it was a full size
Bro.
airplane. Had to land sideways. They were completely tilted sideways, and then he got it. I mean, it was like no big
That's
deal.
so sick, though. That'd be so cool.
He whipped it.
He had
He
switches
was
on that
ghost
head
riding the
hydraulics.
whole way.
No, freaking.
Wow.
But submarine would be scary, dude.
Yeah, back
Like-
to the submersible, man. Like,
Because
just being in it would be worse than an airplane by far.
I mean, I don't know. I got all sorts of questions because they're only going down there for
like a few hours. They were going to go drop down for 2 hours and then come back up for 2, which is a long time to be.
They say total 8 hours. I heard.
I can see that because you're going to be down there for a while.
Yeah. I heard it's a whole 8 hours.
It sounds like there's actual scientific stuff, and like I don't know how I feel about this stuff. Some of the Titanic recovery shit, which I'm like, come on, like leave it. They recover artifacts.
Oh, okay.
Which
instead of just leaving it down there.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that aspect, and maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Is that like grave stealing?
They have to
Is
me,
that how
it's
you look
kind
at
of
it?
like. I get aspects of it if you're doing it for preservation for history.
Mhm.
That I'm okay with. Some sort of like museum that is not a private collector. If you're preserving it for history, because the ship will be gone at some point. And I think it's an important story. And as a history guy, I think it's a great thing to have pieces. But what's your purpose? If we're just auctioning it off, that I have a problem with.
Just making money off of it.
All these people died in a horrific experience, and we're just grave robbing, in that case.
But did it hit an iceberg or did it get shot?
I heard that Hitler shot it down. That's what I heard.
Actually, I heard that.
Hitler shot it down.
Yeah, like some tank actually, or not a tank, but like some a floating tank.
It was amazing. The German technology of the day, 1911. It was insane.
It was a Vito
1912 was it 19? Yeah, Volkswagen. Don't take away BMW.
But no,
Volkswagen,
I heard like another ship or something shot it. And
that's how the Britannic went down, I think, right? Was it got shot down because it was a warship at that time.
Yeah.
It carried supplies and whatnot.
Dude, how crazy are ships though? Like even like a warship that hang like for planes and shit.
Right.
Full on
the
fleet.
aircraft carriers and stuff. Yeah,
they're huge.
They're gigantic. So there was a side-by-side comparison. You know that gigantic cargo ship that we have now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that one we bought the other day?
Yeah. We got a new boat.
The world has this really, really, really huge. I mean, it carries I don't know how many, like thousands of containers.
Yeah,
think about how big each container is. This ship is gigantic. It blocked the entire Suez Canal.
Yeah.
At one point. They did a side-by-side comparison of the Titanic versus this thing. The Titanic looked like a toy.
Looked like a tugboat.
No joke. I mean, the masts of the Titanic weren't even up to the deck of this ship. It was absolutely.
And they say the Titanic's the biggest. Get out.
She's the biggest ship in the world.
So I want to know, man, they had some little ass ships then back then.
Yeah, they're tiny. Piece of shit, Titanic.
But you know what? Cool. A cool boat I would have loved to be on would be a pirate ship.
Oh yeah, Arr.
Like an old school pirate ship.
Walk the plank.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
Right, scrub the deck.
Like they had to push the
starving
sails out.
Yeah, drunk up on a mast. Are you coming? There be land.
Oh, yeah, head iceberg.
There be an iceberg, Captain. Turn
the pirate wouldn't hit that shit.
Shoot the cannons at it.
Right?
You scurvy dog.
Starboard.
Turn right to the starboard.
There's this show called Black Sails. If you haven't watched it, I really recommend it. It's a very good show.
Pirates.
It had some badass like pirate fights, like with boats and shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. But it like watching that made me like that'd be kind of cool. That'd be actually a cool time period. I mean, I'd die of scurvy or something.
Right. It'd be awful.
Where's my oranges? Oh, I'm dead.
Had to pillage and plunder and all that.
Dude, like the Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings were nasty.
There's not a lot of history on them though either. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean,
there's some, but
like British history, a lot of it I think is like
they made
Norse
it up.
because my great ancestors, being from the British Isles myself, we were all Vikings and Romans, like the worst. But it makes sense why the British turned into like
pompous assholes. No, I'm just kidding.
No, truly. I mean, you think like they were invaded by the Romans and they were invaded by the Vikings, two very like aggressive, like world dominating people.
Yeah,
and that's their like heritage. Of course, they ended up trying to go out. And
Vikings sound sick though.
Vikings, the Norse.
I just feel like they were just these huge.
Well, and their Viking ships with like it had like the front of the ship had the what do you call it?
Like a mermaid.
The dragon face or whatever.
The mermaid.
The Ariel's on the front. Oh,
had a merman on the front.
Poseidon.
But it would have some shit like that.
No, but like Norse
I'm gonna lay with Odin one day.
Yeah, Odin. I like that. What's the Valhalla?
Valhalla. That's like their heaven.
Valhalla. Yeah. Cool.
It's really cool. Like the show Vikings is another one you'd probably like. It's on history. It's like a whole historic.
I've
type.
heard of it. Never watched it. But.
It's pretty. I don't know how like I said, there's not a huge lot of history they're saying about these Vikings, but like
I can.
But you know, like,
but some of it's really well known.
Yeah.
Like they know when they invaded England. They know when they invaded different things. But yeah, I don't think they had a strong written history.
Yeah. They
weren't big on writing. They were more big on
no me steal.
Yeah, just steal, pillage. What does pillage mean exactly?
They're huge though. I'm sure. I wonder how big they were. Because in my mind, there's these.
Well, look at Norwegians and stuff. That's like the area. There's Sweden and all that.
They're like the white Samoans.
Right. Yeah.
Because Samoans are like
hefty.
Pacific Islanders. They're usually pretty like.
They're big guys. We had some Samoans that played football at Eastern. There was a fight one time. One of the football players was there, and he was like, I think he was drunk and not doing very well. The Cheney police showed up and just waited. It was the funniest thing. They were in the parking lot, did not go in until the Samoan was like done. Then they came like, okay, break it up. They were not going to take on the Samoan.
Yeah, when I was at a Job Corps, we had a lot of like Hawaiian Samoans and stuff.
Yeah.
Pacific Islanders or whatever, but there were some big boys.
Yeah.
6'5", probably like 250.
Just
thick. Look like
the Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, a bunch of like rocks.
Right.
And pebbles.
Stones.
They were pretty big guys though.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy. Back to submersibles.
Submersible ships. So the Titanic.
Yeah.
No. I hope they find those people though, dude.
I do. I mean, it's such a I put myself in their shoes, and it's like, I don't care. Like even billionaire or whatever. Like you can easily be like, oh, what an asshole. He deserves it. No one deserves being a can.
No, I mean
stuck.
I mean, and the thing is, it's like, you have that situation where it can that's a possibility that this could happen.
Right.
It's kind of something I would figure you would sign up if you're signing up that hey,
right, waiver,
death.
There's a waiver, possibility of death. Wink, wink, won't happen.
Never happened.
We've been to the bottom of the ocean a lot of times.
It was like 14 times or something.
But it does. The part of the story that really just stands out to me is they did exactly what the Titanic did.
Yeah,
the builder notoriously was like, "There's too much regulation here. There's too much like worry warts."
Yeah.
And then that ends up biting you in the ass again in the same part of the ocean.
That's crazy.
Right? The
Titanic ate it.
The Titanic's like, I've had enough.
Like,
you steal one more plate. I'm telling you.
I know. One more key off this goddamn piano.
It's crazy.
Like, I love hearing this piano, and you're fucking up my music, man.
Isn't it weird, though? You see those pictures of the Titanic, and you think, like, it's hard to really fathom the fact that ship was a thing on the surface of the ocean that people were living on.
That is crazy.
Like, that is actually where people died. Yeah. Trying to bring people up here.
That's where people died.
Yeah.
You ever go to a hospital? That's where people died.
It's the Titanic of the land.
It is. But no, it is cool to like see those like the historic stuff and just be like, dude, like it's crazy to think that this once was not there.
It's so easy to take it for granted, that's one thing. The Titanic's rotting away. Eventually it won't be there. So.
I went to Hawaii many years ago. I was probably like 1920. Not in 1920, people. I was 19 or 20.
He's a time traveler.
Yeah, I am.
You heard it here first.
I'm young. I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Whoop. But I went to where Pearl Harbor was. Was it Arizona? USS Arizona? And you can see it. Like,
it's like barely under the surface.
Yeah, it was cool. So I went to go and you can see it, but just like, it's like, damn, the thing is huge.
Yeah, right.
It's just
because they built the structure over the top.
It's crazy. Like if a boat sinks, you're fucked. You're just
done. Yeah.
Well, it's not like you're recovering this boat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They've tried. I think they have recovered smaller boats, but
yeah.
Did you ever watch the movie Raising the Titanic? It was hysterical. It was made before they knew Titanic broke into a bunch of pieces. No. So they bring it up like in one piece.
Oh.
From the bright ocean floor. It's great.
I haven't seen that one.
It's funny. They basically,
is it funny because of that, or is it funny?
They sink a model of the Titanic and then they just play it in reverse to show it being lifted up.
Oh.
Like the water's like backwards bubbling as it comes up.
Like, wait, this isn't work.
Hold on.
Like, what is going on here? This don't make no sense.
Man. No, ships are just fascinating. I've always been kind of fascinated, even just by how the Titanic filled with water. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like that compartment by compartment, thinking about the different weight loads.
Yeah, because after a certain point, it would have snapped.
Well, the funny thing is, the moment, according to the movie, the moment that the bow goes under the water, you now have water pushing down from the top, and you can see how it just exacerbated the speed.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
rate.
Well, because you got all that pressure.
Right. Now it's weight on top, and it's flooding all those little openings.
Fucking Jack barely made that shit out, and then he died anyway.
I know. I'll never let go, Jack. And she rips him off the thing. Like, just let him hang there.
Well, no, that, and then
recover the body.
Remember when who wasn't he handcuffed and like she used an axe?
Oh yeah, cut his hand off.
She did all this stuff to try to rescue the dude, and then she just fucking go ahead.
Yeah, I'll never let go. Bye.
Like fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I only knew you for fucking 20 minutes.
Like, in all honesty, we did it once. Like, I mean, I'm moving on with my life.
In all honesty, how long was it before it sank? Like, how long did it take?
Oh, they were only out at sea for like 3 days or something. And they wouldn't have known each other very long. In the course of the movie, they meet the first night when she's going to kill herself. He's like, this is a chick I want to know. And so he tethers himself to her sail. And like night 2, he goes to dinner with them and they run around the ship. They do it. And that's when the ship hits an iceberg.
He kind of has game.
Right? Wasn't it the first night that she was going to kill herself?
Yeah.
And he like saves her. The next night, they invite him to dinner.
And he
meets her early that day. He
sketches her butt ass naked too.
And then maybe that was the third night. Maybe that was, I think they do the dinner thing. Then the next day they hang out together maybe. And then he sketches her and then they do it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because they ran around the ship that first night. They went to dinner and then he took her down around the ship.
Two animals trying to like court each other.
Right.
He's running around chasing her.
Right. She looked like chipmunks or squirrels around the ship as the captain's just saluting everybody all over the place.
Hey.
Capitan, where do I go?
See ya.
I wonder if he really did that. Like, it's so shitty to him if he didn't do that.
What, salute them?
If the lady walked up to him and was like, Captain, what do I do? And he just like, what if he didn't just about face and lock himself in a? What if he's like, ma'am, right over here. Here's a lifeboat. Yeah. Let me make sure that there's no other kids. Oh, kids are good. Okay, now I'm going to go lock myself in.
How was the captain in real life, I wonder?
I mean, I'd imagine at that level, you'd be pretty solid.
I would hope. Mentally, you'd be like, dude, I did not prepare for this.
He was better than the Costa Concordia captain, I'm pretty sure, who abandoned ship while everyone was just on there. He went to jail. He slammed into rocks because he was in a lane he wasn't supposed to be in. He was like showboating. He took him over by the coast so he could be like, hey, showboating. Hey, everybody, this is a party guy. I'm a party captain. And he took him really close and it, hit rocks. And then he bailed.
Oops, overshot.
He bailed without saying anything. He bailed in a lifeboat. And they found him like drunk on shore somewhere. I'm going to say drunk. I think he was drunk.
You would have to be.
If he wasn't drunk, he deserves to be thought of as drunk at that time. And so, I mean, that's just...
Dude, is he in jail for life?
He should be, but I don't know if he is because people died, though. Didn't a few people die?
I don't remember.
Luckily, the ship actually got stuck on rocks. It didn't just completely sink. So they got people off, But
what an idiot.
Like, I mean, come on, dude. Like,
where's that movie? I want to watch that movie.
Right.
He's like, whoa, man. We're going to hit the rock.
Oh, shit. Didn't mean to,
Dude, I would be pissed.
Right? I pay all this money.
The ocean's scary. I went on a cruise many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
And it's just...
nothing but ocean.
Dude, it is crazy. Like at night, it was beautiful though.
I'll bet.
That's what's crazy. Is like I remember going up on deck. I think it was around the time I was with Blanca. She was sick.
Yeah, so, she told me that story.
So I went out on deck and I was like walking around and I went up there and just kind of like looked over and it's just like
just nothing but black.
Yep. And it was
sharks.
And then I just like listen and you just hear the water. Oh, it was so
loud.
Cool.
I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, it was just so cool. It was beautiful, but it was also like. Damn, it's fucking. There's a lot of this.
Well, the night the Titanic sank, it was famously very calm, like completely still water.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Can you imagine like glass, like you're just slicing through glass?
That'd be scary. Like no wind,
right?
See, that would be the shitty part about a pirate.
Cold, right?
You know what I mean?
Then what do? Your sails are just not working.
No, they probably all got rowboats.
Yeah.
Or
scary dogs. Yeah.
They would have to, I would think.
Right. They're like the Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know. They probably had some kind of Viking set songs or something.
But yeah, have you ever watched the videos of ships stuck in like those massive sea storms, like a hurricane or something? That would be.
I've seen. No, I don't think I've seen them where they're stuck. I've seen like movies where like they're caught in like a storm.
Yeah, like The Perfect Storm. Did you watch that?
Where like it's getting that wall.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, I've watched videos. People just record on YouTube or whatever. There are people. I think they were on like the fringe of a hurricane, and their cabin was lower, so they had a porthole window, and you'd see the ocean drop down probably 30 feet below them, and it would come up over their window and then back down. And they just like sit there, and it wouldn't happen every time, but every once in a while you get this roll where like it really swelled up, and they were underwater, probably like a deck.
How scary!
It was nuts. And yeah,
they're meant to do that though.
There was just I mean they're built to last. Obviously,
I had hope.
But there was just recently there was a ship that got stuck out at sea longer, and they went through a horrible storm, and it started flooding parts. Can you imagine being down below deck and you see ocean water rushing in?
No. Can you imagine being the worker seeing that?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, they have a whole protocol they have to do.
Water
they were using these squeegee things to push water out of the carpets. The funniest ones, I hate to say this, but it's true. The funny videos are when people are trying to stay standing and they're like rocking so bad. I shouldn't laugh because it's mean, but watching people think that they're going to grab a hold of something and losing it, and nobody gets hurt, but like just watching
it's like a cartoon or something.
It's pretty funny. I mean, it wouldn't be funny if somebody got hurt, but
just seeing them like
people are holding on to things and chairs are flipping.
You got to be quicker than that.
And they think that they're fine, and they get their bearings, and then all of a sudden it shifts again, and they're off. It's pretty funny. As long as no one's hurt, it's fun. It's funny.
It is. Oh,
but
no,
it would scare the crap out of me.
I actually seen a video of. I think it was some kind of either ocean liner or no. I think it might have been like a fishing vessel or something. Yeah. It was a sizable boat.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy was in the front, and you can see the water come up.
Oh yeah.
And then he's just sitting there, and all of a sudden it starts coming down, and water starts rushing. You just see him bolting away from there because he's like, "Fuck that!
I'm gonna get washed off the boat."
Well, that's what happens in the Bering Sea.
Oh God, I know that show, The Greatest Catch. Or
something like that.
Catch. The Deadliest Catch. Every once in a while, a guy would go over. Holy crap!
I used to think I would want to do that.
Really? It's a lot of money.
I think I could do that.
Greenhorn? No thanks. You're not going to sleep for 3 days. Good luck up there. Don't get your leg caught in a rope because you will get pulled to the bottom.
You will die, pretty much.
Yeah, there's no way to get you out fast enough. You'll go to the bottom. No thanks.
Yeah, no. After seeing that show, I'm like, nah.
Do you remember there was one episode where a guy got tangled and he got himself out, but like it was close.
No,
he just connected to like what is it? It's like they look like rope? And the cage itself looks like fencing.
Like, yeah.
You know,
like
whatever.
Yeah.
Chain link.
Yeah. It's very flimsy and
but heavy enough to pull you down. God.
No, thanks.
Yikes. No.
No.
Yeah, scary stuff.
Fuck yeah, it's scary. But I don't know, man. I think the only other thing I got is
we're done. Oceanics, and we're out.
Yeah. Because we enjoyed the journey. My question though, I do have a question.
We didn't do a question last week. I don't think
didn't.
We missed it.
We did.
We're not that professional.
We're semi-professional. We're not really professional.
Anyway,
obviously. No, would you rather?
Oh God,
it's a would you rather question.
Yeah.
Would you rather go to the bottom of the ocean or to space? But you have to choose. I know what mine.
I know. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, space.
I'd beat space hard.
I would totally do space.
I'd be so boner down in space.
Man, I don't know. It's such like more spaceships have blown up, right?
Probably. It's essentially like you're a bomb.
Statistically, which is safer?
Probably going to the bottom.
But I mean, God, if you get stuck down there.
I don't know how many people going to the bottom of the ocean.
Like, I feel like NASA's a lot better at retrieval. Obviously, like retrieval from the bottom of the ocean is not so successful.
Retrieval from infinite space is probably unlikely as well.
Can they drop you 12,000 feet with a cable still connected so they can winch you up? Like, what would the weight be down there? with all that ocean water on top of you.
They say
how heavy would that be to have to winch up? Could it winch it up?
I don't know.
Because I was watching Bill Nye in my classroom the other day. There was a video.
God, I loved Bill Nye.
We were teaching the kids about the ocean, and he had one video where he was talking about trying to breathe underwater. And he's like, people would say, well, why can't you just take a long hose? And he's like, the mechanics of trying to breathe air in, the pressure's too high. You have to have compressed air that's heavier than the water outside so you can actually breathe it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And a hose, like you couldn't actually physically get the air to go down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So I was like, yeah, I've watched this video like 3 times, and every time it blows my mind. Like, oh yeah, a hose wouldn't work.
No.
Because you remember the olden days when they showed the guy with like the fish tank screwed onto his head and he'd have like the hose?
Well, that's how they did it in the Navy.
Must have been shallow.
Yeah, I don't think it was like super.
They're like 10 feet of water.
Or it was compressed air.
Maybe.
They like being pumped in.
Maybe.
Not just like normal, like, hey, I'm breathing air. You know?
Those suits are scary, right?
Dude, there was that movie with Cuba Gooding.
Yeah, Robert De Niro was a dick and just threw the stuff like, yeah, go fight it down there.
Yeah. And it's like just heavy, like.
Speaking of Father's Day, congratulations, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino both have kids in their 80s. Yeah, they just had babies, both of them.
You know, so you know what?
Al Pacino's girl is like 29 years old, I think.
This is something I don't really like. Congratulations, obviously.
Yes. Kudos
but I feel like doing that is almost selfish to them because like you're not going to see this kid graduate. Let's be honest.
They might because they're rich.
Maybe they're gonna like suck on the blood of
both
baby.
Of them. I think they're great.
Bone marrow.
So I'm not gonna shit on either one of them.
No.
They're both awesome.
I'm not shitting on them. I'm saying like a selfish move because like these poor kids gonna lose their dads pretty early.
Do you want to play? Like, do you want to be out there active with your
No,
kid?
dude. I had a cutoff for myself when me and Alicia got together. It was 35. Once I hit 35, I don't want no more kids because I was like doing calculate. I'll be like this old.
Right.
When they graduate.
At the same time, I'm not 83 with 29-year-old women who are attractive wanting to have babies with me. So if that were the case.
But I guess the name will get carried on depending on what they had.
Well, like Blanca said, like you don't hear about a De Niro kid that's an actor. So maybe he's just like, I'm going to keep doing this till it hits. He's got to leave a kid that's going to do it, you know?
Maybe he doesn't want them to be actors.
Maybe not. I know it's so weird because
sometimes people don't want
icons of movies. Well, and let's be real, Hollywood's done some shitty things.
Hollywood's not the nicest.
It's not nice. It's getting nicer, maybe.
But
like not. But
I don't know. Being that old, having kids, like I don't know if that. I don't think it's a good idea. Obviously, the moms are going to be the ones raising these kids, in my opinion, just because. And I'm not shitting on them saying they won't be dads too.
No, I know what you mean. I know what
they're
you mean.
at an age where it's like
you can't count on being there.
Yeah, I mean, 80s. That's a. I mean, they're living a long life. I would love
83 plus 18. That's 93 plus 8. It's like what 101.
101.
Like
There's a chance. There's a chance. I'm not saying it won't happen.
But you know, most of us don't make it that long. Like I said, they're rich.
Unless they're smoking cigars and drinking whiskey.
But, well, yeah, that was my old game plan.
Well, that's how these old people, you ever hear?
I know.
Bertha, how'd you live to like 140?
I drank a Coke a day and ate a steak for dinner.
Yeah, I sniffed a little line every morning.
When I felt tired, I did some Coke. When I needed to pick me up.
I know. I did some speed.
Yeah. You didn't pick me up.
I didn't pick me up. I did a little math.
When I was too high, I did some heroin. It brought me down. Yeah. It's about being balanced, about leveling out all the time.
Well, like, you know, that's...
Do too much heroin, do a little sneef, a little too much sneef, do a little bit of heroin.
I'll never get over that.
What do they call it? An 8-ball? Isn't that what they used to call that? An 8-ball?
A speedball. I know it's like...
Isn't that sad?
Heroin
that stuff used to be horrible. Now compared to like fentanyl and stuff, it's like, man, the good old days.
That's scary.
When drugs were just normal drugs.
What happened to the old day? Dropping a little acid.
Yeah, right. The cool drugs.
Yeah. Seeing Jerry Garcia and my peanut butter. I don't know, something.
Standing for 20 minutes looking at something thinking I saw Jesus' face. I actually never did that at all. So
my mom told me this story. She said she had dropped some acid.
Yeah.
My mom's, she's had her fair share of
Sure. She's a strong Christian woman.
Now she is. But she did some acid.
Yeah.
And she said she had this experience where she was stationary, but somehow she had the out of body experience.
Yeah.
She was in the other room where one of my uncles was like hanging out, and he was talking, and my mom, this is a story my mom's telling me.
Sure.
She comes to and then asks my uncle about something that he had said in that room, but she wasn't there. And he was like, "What? You weren't even."
Is it possible that she was high out of her mind and heard him talking in the other
1,000%.
in the other room? Like she heard what he said.
Dude, but she could have had that, like she's telling me that. I'm just thinking, dude, I would never want to do acid. That sounds scary.
So there's a really
I've always wanted to do. But hold on.
No, go ahead.
I always wanted to do the like they call it. It's like it's not like you're dreaming, but it's like lucid dreaming in a way. I forget what they call it when you're out of your body.
Yeah, sure.
There's a term for it.
I know what you mean.
But there's a way where you could apparently, I even Googled, you trick yourself into sleeping, and then your spirit separates from your body, right? You're still tethered to it.
You trick yourself into sleeping.
Yeah, you trick your mind into sleeping, but you're really not. It was a whole thing.
Isn't this like that comedian we watched? Like, this is how stupid our brain is, so we can tell the other side.
Well, seriously. So the way it was, but you have this astral projection. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
So you're projecting your your astral. So, yeah. It's kind of like what they did in Doctor Strange in the first one.
Sure.
So something like that. I remember thinking that, and that's what I picture when she did acid. Is she had that astral projection, man?
Sure.
But I tried to do that. I Googled how can you do this, because that sounds kind of cool. But then what if it worked?
Right, and then you couldn't get back.
That would be scary.
What if you couldn't get back?
No, you can always get back. Okay. Safety.
You wake up.
No, safety. 100% of the time.
Safety. Every time.
Every time.
We use radio waves and Morse code.
That's it. It's safe. It's 1,000% safe.
So about the acid, Grand Theft Auto 5 had a really fun mission. I don't even know if you can call it a mission. One thing I liked about that game is it was kind of like The Sopranos in the sense that it had this family aspect to it. So you had the main missions and the criminal stuff, and you had this main character, Michael, that deals with his family. And it's comical the way that they write this family, but his older son is old enough to be on his own, but he's a loser that doesn't have a job or anything. Typical. But he sells drugs to people. So he buys drugs off this guy at a fast food restaurant, and he makes his dad take a drink of this milkshake while he's driving. Well, all of a sudden the screen starts going all these colors, and the kid shoves him out of the car and is like, "You're a loser, Dad. You're such an ass. I can't. You're abusive to me." He's totally self-petty, typical funny 21-year-old. Slams the door and drives off. Well, he's high as a kite and has this whole hallucination about aliens and being abducted.
Oh,
and then he gets dropped. And there's this whole song that plays, and he's dropping from the sky, screaming, and this music's playing, and it's just psychedelic everywhere. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in the game, and it works so well.
Oh, I haven't got to that point.
Oh, you got to play that one. You'll love that one because there's aliens abduct him, and they prod him and stuff, and then they just drop him. And he's screaming, and you hear voices his wife speaking because things have happened in their family, and his daughter says something, his son's saying something at him, but it's all that echo chamber kind of stuff. It's great.
What happens?
He lands, and then he's not high anymore, and then you go on with the game. Nothing comes.
He
of it.
Never actually. He was just stuck there.
Well, you don't really know because Rockstar does a lot of weird things with their games.
He really got raped
there
by
is
aliens.
One thing that happens in GTA 5 where if you play it for a while and you listen to this guy that talks about the end of the world and stuff, if you listen to him enough, there is sort of a cut scene where aliens start to attack and you have to fight off this alien horde.
Oh,
but you only unlock it by listening to this guy, one of those NPCs.
Did you do that?
I think I did it once and I died. I was so bad at it. But and then there's all these cool theoretical connections between Red Dead Redemption and GTA, the Mount Chiliad connection, and there's certain Easter eggs in both games that sort of connect the two.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's pretty.
Red Dead.
They do a lot of pretty wild stuff. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption was outstanding. I love that game. You can go out and just camp and hunt. I'll hunt you to the end of the earth, John Marston. Oh, hey, that was so great.
That YouTube video.
Oh God, look that one up if you haven't seen it. I forget the guy's name, but there's a guy that
I seen him. I seen him. I seen you.
He has to kill 20 people just to keep himself from
getting wanted.
God,
that so literally happened to me.
Well, yeah, when you go to shake someone's hand and tip your hat and you shoot them.
Oh, that's what I did
all the time.
And I pulled him off the wagon because it was on a wagon, and then someone see me pull the body. Like if I wouldn't have touched the body, it would have been fine. But I was pulling the body off. I was like, "Oh yeah, fuck! I need to hide this now."
Right. Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
I was like,
Bing.
"Oh my
They
god!"
go running off.
Yeah, and then someone else see me shoot him, and then I was just like, "Whatever."
You gotta kill.
I didn't even
guy.
bother.
Just run away.
That's what they did.
They can't find you in time. You're good.
No, I did.
But yeah, man, it's those are fun games. I tell you, the immersive worlds. I love just the immersive worlds when you feel like it's real. There's that sense of realism.
Well, that's what I love, like the Horizon games.
Yeah,
Zero Dawn and stuff. They're such an open world.
Right.
It's just so vast.
And it's
There's
all
so
the side
much
stuff that's doable.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
like,
that is got to be one of the best games I've ever played because it's just a beautiful game. It's just beautiful. Like the art, everything is just like.
I need to try this. Yeah, it's
immaculate. Yeah, I have them somewhere. I might have them online actually.
Oh yeah,
I can download them for you.
Nice.
But I don't know. I don't got nothing else.
I think I'm good. We got our question in.
We got a question.
Hi. Happy Father's Day. Happy Mother's Day again to all you mothers out there.
Yeah.
Listen.
No, they don't get. It's our day. God damn it.
It was our day.
Father's Day.
Totally overlooked by our children.
The least exciting
Not
holiday
important at all.
That comedian. I'll never forget what he said. You know, like what is he? What is it? Moms and Jesus come before fathers, which is good.
Sure.
And then he said something about Columbus Day is number 16 on the list. He said ghouls and goblins because Halloween's like number 6. Ghouls and goblins before fathers.
Yeah.
And then number 16 was the other holiday, Columbus Day. He says it's like finding. He goes, Columbus Day is like finding change in your couch.
Well, it's a debatable holiday.
Yeah,
right? Like it's.
And Father's Day is number 20.
Hey,
What's
happy
20,
Juneteenth, by the way. We just celebrated
Juneteenth. Yeah, happy Juneteenth. Yeah, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday. Yeah. So,
yeah, you were off. You're already off.
I was off anyway, but
my wife had the day off.
Yeah,
I had to work, but that kind of sucked.
It seems like something worth celebrating.
It is
the end of slavery. I mean, that's
huge.
a pretty big thing. That's a good thing.
That should have been celebrated like a long ass time ago.
Honestly, if you argue that that's not something worth celebrating, then you're kind of a dick. So
to me, that's worth more celebrating way more than Columbus Day.
Right.
Columbus killed people.
Columbus killed a lot of people.
Here's polio.
Yeah.
Oh, happy Columbus Day.
Hey, rub this on yourself and let's give it to these natives. That sounds like a good idea.
And then steal their land.
Yeah. Let's release a bunch of pigs so that now we have wild boars that are insane all over the place.
Damn, right?
Lots of bad stuff. But I mean, I get, balance that out. There's people that love Columbus and Columbus did do things, but Italians, right?
I
watched
Columbus
The Sopranos. They were all
Columbus
about
Day
Columbus.
always made zero sense to me.
Yeah.
I just this is a pointless. 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Finding America. Landing in the Americas and finding it for white people.
He didn't find America.
He found land that would then become America after the great.
Then it wasn't the West Indies, or what was he?
No, he wanted to find the West Indies.
Oh, yeah.
And he landed, and that's why he called them the Indians, because he's like, these people are brown. I heard that there's brown people in India.
So he was racist.
Well, yeah.
Racist. He killed everybody.
Big surprise. 1400s, he was racist. That's shocking. Yeah. No, I don't know. Columbus Day, important. Juneteenth, important.
Yeah, it's very important.
So yeah, kudos to Juneteenth. I'm glad that it's getting out there. And
it's been, that's awesome.
Yeah. And who does not want another day off?
I don't know. I don't get that day off, so
I know you don't get like anything off.
No, not really.
Yeah,
I get like Christmas and like Thanksgiving.
Don't say it too loud; they'll take it away.
4th of July. I think I get
really. Independence Day is a big one because that's for everybody.
Yeah.
We were independent from the Brits. We just had to fight that.
I got some other random holidays I get off. Some that I think should be off. Shouldn't. But anyway, that's boring shit. But anyway, guys, thank you.
Let me go through my calendar with you.
So I got my meetings on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Thursdays. Thursdays and Thursdays.
Thursdays and Thursdays. All of them.
All the Thursdays.
All right, everybody. Enjoy your week. We'll be back on Saturday. Unless something comes up. But we should be back Saturday.
Yeah, so. We'll find out.
All right.
To be continued.
Peace out, everybody.
I almost thought about the last.
Oh.